news coming after a records review. 6,781 people have now died from the virus statewide. As of last Friday, more than 95,000 had recovered. Meantime, Johns Hopkins University shows that more than 7 million have now tested positive for coronavirus across the U.S. More than 207,000 people have died, but more than 2.8 million have recovered.
And another 837,000 Americans filed their first unemployment claims last week. That's down about 40,000 from the week before. But it doesn't include updated numbers from California, which accounts for more than 25% of new claims. California submitted the same figure as the previous week and also stopped accepting jobless claims online so they could catch up on their backlog of about 600,000 of them. As for our state's numbers, about 18,000 Michiganders filed new claims.
And unemployment benefits have been extended once again thanks to a federal program.
This is going to help a lot of people. The extension of those benefits allows for more than 20 weeks of payments now. State payments typically max out at 26 weeks, but at the beginning of the pandemic, that was extended by 13 weeks. And now this program will add an additional 20, meaning workers will be eligible now for more than a year of unemployment benefits. This federal program automatically kicks in when the state's unemployment rate averages 8% or above for 3 consecutive months.
Well, sun making an appearance after another cool and cloudy day with rain and temperatures only in the 50s, and we could see some frost overnight.
Yeah, but strap in because we're about to ride the roller coaster of weather here for the next week or so. Anthony Dommel in the Weather Center for a first check this hour. Anthony.
Hey, at least this part of the roller coaster, Doug, is the down part. We've got something to look forward to down the road, I think, towards next weekend when we've got a shot to get back to, if not exceed 70 degrees, but that's still a ways away. We've still got to get to our bottom point, the valley of this cool spell, and that is to come for tomorrow, Saturday, and Sunday. I'll have more specifics on that in the main weather segment just several minutes down the line. Right now, though, 52, partly cloudy to partly sunny in GR. We have had these hit and miss showers recently. More miss than hit over the past couple of hours, but obviously we did have more of that light to moderate rain from mid to late morning into the early afternoon. Fair amount of clouds still lingering around, and yes, there are a couple showers. There may be a rumble of thunder for somebody very rarely between now and the next couple of hours as this cold front is diving southward, but the vast majority, similar to yesterday, the coverage of any precipitation this evening is going to be on the wane from here on out, but having said that, there are still some dark clouds around producing some quick downpours, one across very southern Kent County over towards Van Buren County, even just to the east of Battle Creek by about 20-25 minutes. Some showers in that vicinity. Temperatures, they have been markedly cooler today. We maxed out briefly at 57, but we've been in the lower 50s, it seems like, for most hours. A northwest trajectory to these winds. Doug and Janice at about 10 to 15 miles per hour. Those are going to settle down and become quite light overnight tonight. Skies clear out and the dew points dropping off. So a dry atmosphere. The net result is going to be quite chilly weather and middle 30s likely, going with 36 in GR, perhaps as low as 35. And that's going to mean the opportunity for frost by daybreak tomorrow. I'll have more on that coming up. The evening planner, here we go from 7 o'clock to 9 and 11. Already chilly at 44. We'll see just how low the mercury goes tonight and tomorrow night because there will be another chance for frost at that point. And then this warm up I'm talking about well down the road. I'll spell it all out coming up.
All right, thank you for that, Anthony. The state is not doing enough to ensure that dams are safe, according to a review by the Association of Dam Safety Officials.
That review started after those 2 dams in Midland County failed back in May. The Edenville and Sanford dam failures displaced more than 10,000 people and caused damage to some 2,500 buildings. The ASDSO says that Michigan has underinvested in dam infrastructure for decades, and that is putting people's lives in jeopardy. The review concluded that the state doesn't have enough dam safety engineers who also don't have enough time to oversee state-regulated dams, along with a lack of periodic evaluations, among other things. The association offered up 19 ways the state can develop a better safety model, estimating Michigan may have to spend up to $227 million in the next 20 years to support dam maintenance and removal.
Local governments will soon be able to apply for loans and grants to improve their drinking water and wastewater infrastructures. The initiative is called My Clean Water. Governments can use the money to replace lead service lines, upgrade their sewage systems, or treat PFAS in their water systems as well. Governor Whitmer says this will not lead to any tax increases. Well, it's good news for dozens of juvenile lifers in Michigan who have yet to be resentenced.
The AG's office has reached a settlement with the ACLU to make sure those hearings are scheduled in a timely fashion. Lauren Edwards joining us live after speaking with an attorney and an advocate about the settlement. Lauren?
Doug and Janice, we spoke a few hours ago when she said this settlement was major news and it was years in the making, but she's grateful, saying it could give a lot of people a second chance.
We have been fighting for 10 years, basically, to give these children, now adults, a second look.
Civil rights attorney Deborah LaBelle and the ACLU making it possible for people sentenced as juveniles to get their resentencing hearings on the book.
Their sentences were vacated first by the U.S. Supreme Court in 2012, and then Michigan resisted applying that, and then the Supreme Court came back and said, no, it applies to everybody who's been sentenced.
LaBelle says they began a decade ago with 363 cases of teens who were automatically sentenced to life without parole in Michigan. Now 160 cases remain.
Wayne County has 35 in that category. Genesee, Kalamazoo, Berrien, and Macomb have many.
She says some counties have not taken action, leaving defendants in limbo. So LaBelle and the ACLU announced the settlement this week to speed up the process.
The Attorney General, who's a supervisor of all prosecutors in the state, agreed to advise the prosecutors to stop delaying this.
LaBelle says many prosecutors have delayed this because they don't have the resources. Only one or two attorneys to go through the cases. Others are just against it.
For some prosecutors, they were the original prosecutors on the case, and they just refused to move forward.
However, she's grateful the AG stepped in to say, take another look. She believes the best way forward is for prosecutors to see juvenile lifers as human beings.
Really seeing people past the biases, past the, institutionalized racism, past the false concepts of super predators, just see them.
Now I asked LaBelle if she felt in any way relieved that the cases were moving forward, and she said no way. She says she'll breathe a sigh of relief when they are all at home. Reporting live here in the newsroom, Lauren Edwards, Fox 17 News.
All right, thank you for that, Lauren. The AG's office announcing a settlement today over the 2014 Anthem data breach that affected more than 78 million Americans.
The national health insurer reaching a $39.5 million resolution with the 43-state coalition of attorneys general. Michigan will get more than $350,000 from this settlement. The data breach stems from a phishing email in February of 2014, where hackers gained access to the personal information of millions of Americans. Anthem has since taken steps to strengthen its security practices. Some protesters demonstrating outside the office of Michigan Senator Gary Peters today.
Led by State Representative Mary Whiteford, the group was calling on Peters to confirm Judge Amy Coney Barrett, the president's pick, to fill the vacated SCOTUS seat that was left after Ruth Bader Ginsburg died last month at the age of 87. If Barrett is confirmed before the election, it would be the fastest confirmation process ever for a Supreme Court seat. Peters, a Democrat, is very unlikely to confirm the conservative judge. Protesters today, though, hoping he has a change of heart.
We are requesting that Senator Peters be one of those people who supports a fantastic jurist, a fantastic judge, a mom, and just a wonderful person to fill that seat and make this happen as soon as possible, because we want to make sure that our voice is heard in the Supreme Court and that we have a balanced response to this.
And in response to those protests, here's a statement we got from the Peters campaign today. They said, after hiding his position from Michiganders, John James, who remember is challenging Peters for his seat, is making clear he's 2,000% with Trump and McConnell and ramming through a Supreme Court nominee who will overturn the health care law that protects 1.7 million Michiganders with pre-existing conditions, unquote. Well, home prices are on the rise here in West Michigan.
We'll tell you the reason behind it and why you shouldn't panic about the increase.
And like many during the pandemic, Polish Halls and Grand Rapids are facing a tough time due to closures, but even though Pulaski Days was canceled, they're still pushing ahead and celebrating. We're going to show you how they're doing it safely.
Hey, Doug, pretty much the same deal as yesterday evening. About 24 hours ago, you got a dark cloud overhead, could provide a shower between now and mid-evening. I think we're going drier overnight. And how about frost advisories? Yeah, that's a little different. I'll talk about that right up next.
Yep, we saw some more hail coming down out there today. Fox 17 viewer Lydia Vandentoorn sending us this video from Dorr. And that's her 8-month-old lab experiencing her first hail. Seems to enjoy it.
Yeah. Well, if they like where that came from, then they're going to be pretty happy growing up here in Michigan. Meteorologist Anthony Dummel back here with another check of our forecast.
Hey, and that noise that the hail has been creating over the past couple days where it has occurred, I mean, it's kind of a very loud and obnoxious sound. So not surprising that the dog just taking off and running all over the place. I heard that yesterday. I live downtown in Grand Rapids. Didn't have nearly the amount of hail. I don't know that we had any in GR today. Perhaps there was when I wasn't paying attention, but it was yesterday around 2:30 when it was really coming down. So the folks that got it today, yeah, I know what you're talking about. I know what we were just looking at. Right now, though, everything kind of backing down, though there still are a few stray showers out there. Temperatures, those are going to be the main factor here going forward into the overnight, sitting at 52, I believe, at last check in GR. We're headed for the middle 30s overnight tonight as these clouds start to break up, as they did last night. Only got down to 46, though, in the overnight, taking us into this past morning. We're going to lose about 10 degrees, I think, on top of that to begin Friday. Still some clouds around, though. Once we get through the morning, we'll begin to build these stratocumulus clouds once again. So despite the fact it will be mostly clear for a lot of time overnight tonight, that will not be the case on Friday. Even a couple light showers near the lakeshore for tomorrow. Not impossible. There could be a sprinkle or light shower even into GR Kalamazoo, but most of the time will be dry on Friday. Saturday, we'll have to look out for an afternoon sprinkle or light shower as well, but coverage would be minimal. Sunday, same deal. And then on Monday to Tuesday, we'll begin to warm up just a little bit, back into the lower 60s. No big time warming, though, I don't think, until just as we get beyond this next 7 days. So we've still got to hang in there to maybe get back to the weather of late summer or early fall that typically we usually do get into the 70s. In fact, I was looking at the record highs the last few days, including today, and our record high, I believe, 89 degrees. So we can still get up there, but we're nowhere near that recently. A couple showers right now, as you can see. They're hit and miss. I'd say probably 15% of the viewing area getting some of that activity, but in large part developing due to, at this point, just the instability from the sun being up. And you lose that sunshine, and we will do that, of course, with a sundown around 7:30, and that coverage of precipitation is going to wane just down to any lake effect activity that would be tied closer to the immediate lakeshore for the late evening and overnight. There is more energy, though, coming from a similar direction that it has been doing so the last few days, and that riding through British Columbia into Alberta, and that will be responsible for an additional shower as we go through Saturday, and I think particularly on Sunday. But no major rainmakers out there, doesn't look like. As we go over the next several days, we'll start to transition towards mostly clear skies overnight tonight. We see the mercury really dip down as these winds start to slacken off. We've got a dry atmosphere in place, and therefore frost advisories from the hours between 2 a.m. and 9 a.m. tomorrow morning, getting down into the mid-30s, I think, right around 35, 36, 37 in GR. And that cool air in Canada, we've still yet to hit our valley with this cool spell. That arrives tomorrow with those daytime highs around 50 to the lower 50s into Saturday and Sunday. The temps aloft, very, very chilly, and that will manifest in surface temperatures not getting much higher than shown right there. We'll begin to rise a little bit Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Drop back, as I mentioned yesterday, I think a brief cool spell, maybe Thursday, Friday of next week, but then that following weekend, there should be substantial warming from west to east across the country. Look at the HRRR model as we go forward. This evening, we start to lose these showers, again, right along the immediate shoreline with winds turning to the north. There could be a sprinkle or shower at any point overnight tonight, but once you get inland, those clouds go away quickly, and that's why we do have those frost advisories. Doug and Janice to the east of U.S. Highway 131. It's going to be cool to begin tomorrow morning. Look for a shower or two Saturday afternoon into Sunday, and then again, possibly Tuesday or Wednesday.
All right. Thank you for that, Anthony. It's typically a big